How's it? Welcome to the live show for Thursday, May 16th. Hope you guys are doing well. YouTube Premium members, let's unite. Ready to do the 10 ball games that you want to talk about early for tomorrow. I try to log on at 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, but we always do it every night. And so it is about 11:20 Eastern in the evening. And we're about to do a live show. Let's see how many of you fellas pop up here, and we'll start researching the games for early for tomorrow. We had a lot of good thoughts yesterday, and kind of gets us going for the next day's work. Nice for you, an NBA winner. We fell short by half a point on the WNBA. In baseball, we fell short on Minnesota, but we have a full docket of games to talk about tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited about that. But we'll wait until all the YouTube Premium folks start popping in here as another live show begins. And, obviously join us for YouTube Premium. It's so much fun. Only YouTube Premium members can comment, and obviously you get the written recap as well. But looking forward to hanging out with you guys here. So I'll wait till you guys kind of pop in here and we start doing the ball games here. Hope you all are doing great. Let me go ahead and change the edit feature here real fast. 1 second. Live chat replay, participation members. All right, sounds good. All right, let's get going here. And the first game today, let's see. Here we go. The first game is coming on Twitter. It is going to be between the White Sox and the Yankees. The White Sox and the Yankees, interesting game here. White Sox have won back-to-back games, 2-0 and 4-0 over Washington. Those are big wins. White Sox are actually playing really well right now, to be honest with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6-2, 8-4, 8-4, which is pretty fantastic to their credit. So you have an 8-4 over your last 12 games. You're facing Yankees who've won 4 in a row. Yankees are red hot, and yet you have Clevenger and Cortez here. Clevenger has actually went 2-6-3 and 4-4-1. He actually had a pretty good effort against Cleveland in his last game. And then you have Cortez here hooking up. The question is, has he faced the Yankee or has he faced the White Sox? And he has not. And Cortez comes off a 5-5-4 game. He had gone 6-3-2. He's going to bounce back here. He's coming off arguably one of the two worst starts of the year. He also gave up 2 home runs in his last game. He has not faced the White Sox yet this year. Has Clevenger, does he come off a win? He went 2-6-0 and 4-4-1. Does he really put together back-to-back starts? I think the only way to look at this game, but the White Sox have been playing so well. I think the only way to look at this game is maybe the Yankees on the bounce back. Clevenger could have a letdown, but the White Sox are doing pretty well. So the way I look at it is I either would look at the over in this game, right? I would either look at the over or I would look at I would either look at the over or I would look at the Yankees in this contest here today. All right. So live show game number 1. Yankees, White Sox, lean on over or Yankees run line. Okay. Now, as it relates to game number 2 here, let's see. Game number 2, as someone is sending this in, the Mariners and the Orioles. The thing about this game is that, let's see here. The Mariners and the Orioles, I don't have a picture. Let me see. I don't have a starting pitcher here for for the Mariners and Orioles. I don't have a starting pitcher for the Orioles. Seattle's won 3 or 4 coming in. Baltimore, they're 27-14. Seattle's actually playing really well. They're above 500. Bryce Miller here. Seattle versus 6-5-2. 7-2-1, 4-4-2. Miller, it's interesting. He went 6-5-2, 7-2-1, 4-4-2, 8-1-1. Miller's quite good. I mean, he's solidly quite good. The fact that 6-5-2, wow. He comes off 6-5-2 against. Let's see here. Bryce Miller, he went 6-5-2 against the Oakland. He's 7-2-1 against Atlanta. This guy's a phenomenal pitcher. Comes out back 6-1-1, 6-3-0, 7-3-0. So obviously you got Bryce Miller on a pretty big bounce back coming off back-to-back losses. Okay, so that makes sense. What's going to be line, I'm not sure. But what you have is, I think you're going to have a lot of value here on the Mariners because you get Bryce Miller on a huge bounce back. No matter who the Orioles trot out there, it does make sense to lean on the Mariners simply because Bryce Miller comes off what arguably is worst start of the year. I'm sorry, not his worst start of the year, but he comes off a game where he comes off a loss, right? 6 innings, 5 hits, and 2 runs despite pitching well to Oakland. And he was a -232 favorite in that game, and his team ended up losing 1-8. So I think that makes sense. So how's it? Hey, Shay, great to see you, man. Great to see you. Again, YouTube Premium members, this is just for you. Be sure to log in. If you're watching this from the outside, log into YouTube Premium, sign up with us, join YouTube Premium. It's awesome. You get to ask ball games to questions. And then you get the written recap at the end. So hopefully you'll join us there. We've done a couple of games so far. Game number 1, we did the Yankees and the White Sox for tomorrow. Lean on the over. Game number 2, we lean on the Mariners here. Shay, send me some games that you want to talk about here, and we will. It might just be you and me hanging out today. So unless one of you other guys join, it'll be a lot of fun. Game number 3. Game number 3 here. We can talk about the Tampa Bay Toronto game if you want to. I like Indiana and the over in the NBA. Yeah, so the Indiana game, let's see. So obviously, you have this is an interesting series where you have the Knicks up 3-2 after getting clobbered in 2 games in Indiana. And now the last 3 in the series have gone under. And so it does make sense. One of them will go over. 66% is riding the over here. Yeah, maybe New York. New York lost its last 2 road games. New York could very well show up here. New York simply can't keep losing its road games. So I wouldn't be a big. Remember, New York went into Philadelphia and won. Of course, Indiana comes off a 91-121 loss, so that's going to motivate them to no end. But with Boston wrapping things up, I don't know, man. I could easily see New York stepping up big time here. And Josh Hart turned into a great player, and McBride and Burks. You just got to give this team, and DiVincenzo, you just got to give this team a lot of credit. I actually think the Knicks step up here. I think after the Knicks, I understand the Pacers. Look, the Knicks, no one wants this series to continue as far as the Pacers and Knicks are concerned. Meaning I think the Knicks want this series to end here and now. And I actually think the Knicks, Pacers, I actually think it makes sense here to back the Knicks. Even though the Pacers come off a horrible loss in their last game, I would not be surprised at all to see the Knicks do well and hang tough. Okay. What else you got for me? Shay, keep tossing me games. Again, join YouTube Premium today. It's so much fun. We talk about ball games. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, join YouTube Premium. You get the full written recap and you get to talk about whatever games you want to talk about. It's a blast. All right, next game. Someone sent it to me here. Here we go. Washington and Connecticut at the WNBA. So, Washington, Connecticut. Let's see. So, Washington and Connecticut. Washington lost 80 to 85 last game. Okay, so they lost 80 to 85. That was a game to New York. You saw how good New York was. So the fact they lost 80 to 85 was pretty impressive. They still come in as a 10-point dog. What's crazy is they lost to New York. So what's going to happen with Connecticut? Connecticut just throttled Indiana 92 to 71. 10 points is a lot of points. That's the only thing. But the problem here for why Connecticut has won this game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight times. Injury wise, there's no injuries to report for Washington. They're just completely disrespected here. They got Atkins, Austin, others. The thing is that New York, Washington was actually playing really well in that game. New York just outscored them by 13. I'm shocked that Connecticut is so heavily favored in this game. I really am. But I think the only thing that sort of makes sense here is Connecticut to do well, just because I think the Washington game against New York was honestly a fluke. Okay. New York shot 29% from 3-point land and still beat them by 5 points. Okay. So, I actually like Connecticut to get it done here. I know it sounds a little nuts, but I think Connecticut actually gets it done here. I like the -10 in this game. Let me make sure that's what the line is here. Basketball, WNBA. Yeah, the early line is Connecticut -10, and everybody's going to be on Washington, but I don't trust Washington at all. So I'm going to go with Connecticut here. Game number 5 in the WNBA, Seattle and Minnesota. Hey, Travis, great to see you, man. Yep, Travis is asking us about the Seattle-Minnesota game. Again, my YouTube Premium guys here, Travis and Shay, they're going to be leading the way. Join YouTube Premium. Take a moment and join YouTube Premium. A lot of fun here. We get to talk about ball games that you want to talk about, and you get the written recap at the end. Only YouTube Premium gets those two things, which is fun. Seattle and Minnesota, the WNBA. Shay and Travis, I'm curious. Do you want this feature only for YouTube Premium? What would you guys do? Let's say I did this right at night, and you guys joined, and I did this live show early in advance. And one of the early advantages, you got to get to see it first thing in the morning or even the night before, because I don't actually do the other video until like the afternoon, closer to 10 or 11 in the morning, right? So would you want it only for YouTube Premium, or are you okay with YouTube Premium only being able to comment? Like, I'm only going to do the games that you guys want to do, and you are the only two that get, not only two, we have more than that, but you are the two that are logged on. But you're the ones that get the recap. Let me know what you think about that. I'm talking to you, Shay, and Travis specifically. As far as Seattle and Minnesota are concerned, you have a Minnesota team that won by 13 points last time. So Seattle, of course, has that revenge coming in. A lot of hype around Seattle this year so far. The Seattle lost to Minnesota, LA, Dallas, Atlanta, obviously. The first game of the year, these two teams already faced each other once, and Seattle lost by 13 points. So maybe Seattle will play better. This is sort of a home and home. Seattle was, they lost by 13 points, but they were only down by 3 going into the fourth quarter. Okay. You have 4 Minnesota players or 5 that can score in double digits. Seattle, of course, had, Skylar Diggins-Smith is back, and Jewel Lloyd, and Agumake. But they shot 1 for 9 from 3-point land. They were just in 17 turnovers, whereas Minnesota shot 24 3-pointers and had 13 turnovers. I think if anything else, this does make sense for Seattle to show up a little bit better here. I think Seattle makes a lot of sense here. Minnesota has Uhas and Cone are both supposed to be out in this game. Let's see here. Minnesota, Uhas, Cone. I think Seattle pretty much has everybody, right? Yeah, they do. Yeah, I think it makes sense here. I think leaning on Seattle is not a bad idea at all here. Game number 6 here. Hey Tamim, good to see you. Yes, you are on as well. Great to see you, man. WNBA Connecticut versus Washington. Yeah, I like Connecticut in that game. I think Washington was a fluke game in against New York. So, all right, fellas, give me 4 more games here, and then we'll call it a day. And let me know what you think about having this available to only YouTube Premium. Right now, only YouTube Premium gets to comment, and only YouTube Premium gets the full recap, written recap at the end. But I don't mind switching it up. That only YouTube Premium members can watch the video itself. Let me know what you guys think about that now. We have some people on the sidelines now. They're welcome to joining. It's a lot of fun. YouTube Premium. Obviously, you get to ask ball games and you get to get the written recap and stuff. But let me know what you guys think about this. I'm very, very curious to hear what you think about this. The advantage of getting YouTube Premium is that you get the first look, the early look for the next day, and you get to ask the ball game, which is a cool advantage. So, Boston versus St. Louis in baseball, coming from T-Rock, Travis Fontaine. Boston versus St. Louis. So, Boston lost today to Tampa Bay, which I predicted. So Boston coming off that loss is fantastic. Back-to-back losses, 3-4 and 5-7. You got to like that. St. Louis rolls in, coming off a 2-7 loss themselves. So both teams are off of a loss. Brian Bayo here, has he pitched against St. Louis? No. 5.52, 5.54, 5.41, 5.62, 6.10, 5.42. Dude's good. Dude's solid. 4 straight quality starts. He comes off giving up a home run, which I like. He hasn't really faced any really good teams. The one he did was against Baltimore, and he did only go 5-1. That's to his credit. I mean, you have a clear edge here. What's Kyle Gibson doing these days? 3.67 ERA. Has he pitched against Boston? No. 5.32 off of a loss, 4 walks, 6.72, 7.41. Detroit, Arizona, Milwaukee, Miami. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense here. I think but Gibson comes off back-to-back losses. But Boston comes off back-to-back losses themselves. It makes a lot of sense to back Boston here, to be honest with you. So, moving on to game number 7. Let's see here. So, game number 7 here. I got Tamim, Travis, and Shay hanging out with me today, my YouTube Premium guys. Again, if you're sitting on the sidelines, just click on the link and join YouTube Premium. Hang out with us, talk shop every day, 4 nights a week, actually, Monday through Thursday. And then you get the written recap at the end as well. I'm okay with letting the public view the video like the current system. I got it. I'll be in Vegas this Sunday. Can you please give me some early thoughts on the Minnesota-Denver game? Yeah, I'll be happy to. That'll be our game number 7 here. You know, game number 7's a lot of people like to take unders. I have a tendency to take the over in such games. There's no line or anything listed in that game. What I can tell you is that Minnesota is going to roll in. They lost 97-112, and that game went over 204 last time. Okay. With this game going under, I'm very curious to see what this line is going to come up as. If the line comes out Denver 4.5, I'm taking Minnesota plus the 4.5. I think there's something special about this Minnesota team. I think Minnesota's going to do well. I think there's some Denver fatigue as well from this league. I mean, Minnesota literally held Denver to 70 points. Okay. I mean, that just shows you something that they can absolutely lock down on this team when they need to. You know, and Denver shot 19% from the field. So my early lean right now is I'm going to go against the public. I'm going to take Minnesota just because I think this Minnesota team is very special, and I understand Denver. I think I would love to see the line come out as like Denver -4.5, and I'd love to see 66% ride Denver, and I'd love to see Minnesota take it all. And it would be amazing to see a Minnesota versus Dallas NBA Western Conference Finals. Okay. Moving on here. Hey Shay, good to see you. I like the under in the Pittsburgh tomorrow. It went over today. So the Pittsburgh game, let's see here. Oh wow, this game goes off early. Got it. Okay. Pittsburgh won 5-4, 2-10, 3-4. Back-to-back losses. The Cubbies come in losing 4-5. Got it in their last game. So the Cubs come off of a 4-5 loss. Pittsburgh comes in off of a 5-4 win. It's interesting. Pittsburgh off the 5-1 win. Cubs off of a 4-5 loss. Skeens and Hendricks here. Skeens just pitched against his team and went 4-6-3. He pitched really well, though. He had 7 strikeouts. He pitches against them immediately. Kyle Hendricks here. I think he'll pitch better. Kyle Hendricks went 5-2-1, but he rarely puts together back-to-back quality starts. 4.64, 4.57, 5.97, 4.85, 3.95. 4 walks in his last game. Dodgers, Padres, Arizona, Miami, Texas. Yeah, I think it makes sense to take the Pirates here, even though the Cubs come off of a loss, which worries me. Cubs off a loss, but the Pirates offense can be totally sketch at times. But I do like them. I like the Pirates here. I don't like the total as much. But I like the Pirates here just on the side. Okay. Moving on here. Red Sox Cardinals. Hey Steven, good to see you. Yeah, the Red Sox Cardinals game. I like Boston in that game. Gibson's off back-to-back losses, I understand, but I think Boston does well. I'm going with Boston. Milwaukee versus Houston. I like Milwaukee to break Houston's winning streak. So Milwaukee versus Houston. You have Milwaukee here. 10-2, 4-3 wins, back-to-back wins. Okay. So they're coming off back-to-back wins. That's great. Will they lose? Yeah, 26-17. Coming off big wins. Houston, of course, having won 1, 2, 3, 5 in a row. 19-25 team. Just swept Oakland. So both teams are off of wins. Peralta here. How would he do against Houston? Peralta 6.83, 5.33, 5.12. He's coming off 8 hits, though. He's going to pitch better. Coming off a season high in hits. So he will pitch better. Freddie Peralta does make sense here. But 70% is on him. Hunter Brown, is he pitched against Milwaukee? Probably not. Hunter coming off a loss, 5.51, 5.56, 4.43, 6.52 against Atlanta, 3.85. Yeah, I think the only thing that makes sense here is probably why is Hunter Brown favored in this game with a 7 ERA? That's so ridiculous. I guess because he went 5.51 against Detroit. And why is Peralta not expected to do well? For a guy that went 6.83, well, he did go 5.3-3 against the Cubs. He gave up 6 walks one game, 5 walks another game, so he's totally hit or miss. Yeah, I would say the over in this game. Didn't Houston put up 8 runs? Okay. What was Milwaukee's total? 10 runs. Yeah. I actually think Hunter Brown and the Astros are going to do well tomorrow. I think that makes sense. So game number 9, I like Pirates, Astros. Lean on the Astros. Game number 10, who's got my last game here? And again, if you're sitting on the sidelines, join YouTube Premium. We'll all say hello to you when you join YouTube Premium. You get the first look on the next day's ball games. You get the full written recap, and you get to ask ball games, which is fun. It's Denver -5. Where are you finding that, Tamim? How are you getting that line? Right now, my lean is Minnesota. Right now, I'm not going to take a lean on the side. Maybe the under, maybe. But right now, definitely on the side. FanDuel, got it. Okay. Dodgers versus Cincinnati. I like the Dodgers minus the 1.5, especially after losing 2 straight games. Can't imagine them losing 3 in a row. Well, Cincinnati coming in off that 1-2 loss to Arizona, losing 2 of 3. Dodgers coming in after, of course, losing 1-4. And you're telling me the Dodgers lost again today, which they're losing 4-0. So I don't know who's going to start tomorrow. Well, yes, I do. I know it's Montas and Paxton. As Montas picks against the Dodgers, he went 4-7-4, loss. 6-4-1, loss. 2-3-5, 5-6-3, 5-5-1, 1. Okay. Well, let's see. Coming off back-to-back losses, so it does make sense. But he's going to pitch well. Montas is going to pitch well, coming off 4 runs in his last game, coming off losses. So that does make sense somewhat. And then you have Paxton here, as he pitched against the Reds. No, Paxton also gave up a complete game, or not a complete game, but 6-4-0. He pitched phenomenal in his last game, 4-5-1, 5-5-3, 6-3-2. Okay, got it. Yeah, I think he could bounce back, but I don't know, man. I like the over in this game. I like to go against pitchers that give up no runs in the last game, and I know the total sits high. So I think it makes a lot of sense to take the over, and especially with I like the over a lot, actually, in this game. I know Freddie Montas is going to be upset, only pitching 4 innings in his last game, but I like the over quite a bit here. Reds, Dodgers, I like the over in this game. Okay, there you go. That's your full recap today. Hope you guys enjoyed the content, and hope it was great. And I will see you back here tomorrow morning. I'll do a live show or not a live show, but I'll do a free play selection for all of you, and that'll be the free play video. Hope you guys do great. I'll see you back here tomorrow, and we'll see what we're gonna do. If we're gonna keep this only for YouTube Premium members, meaning watching it, or if we're gonna make it available for everybody, but only YouTube Premium members get to comment and they get the written recap at the end of the night. So we will see how we'll do this. But I hope you guys do well. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Be sure to like this video when you get a chance and join YouTube Premium if you get a chance. Bye-bye.